What's up guys, TLEW here. The other day I was looking around for a video idea and I found it within the US Marine Loadout video. I really enjoyed making that video, and it's also a popular video on my channel, looking up the different nations and what they use. So I decided to go ahead and choose the Russian Spetsnaz, as you can probably tell by the title. Spetsnaz stands for Special Forces. So within the Spetsnaz there's actually a bunch of different groups. There's a group for national security, a group that's basically the Secret Service, which protects the Prime Minister and other political leaders, and the group which I chose, which is the GRU Spetsnaz or GRU Spetsnaz. These guys are basically the elite formation under the Spetsnaz, kind of the higher up. Their role is special reconnaissance, direct action, assassination, and sabotage. Definitely some people not to be messed with, and I wanted to see how their status would translate into Battlefield 4. So one of the first things I consider, obviously, when picking a loadout is the gun. Because there aren't very many true AK platforms, which is what a lot of the Spetsnaz use, I decided to choose the VAL. The VAL is certainly all over in the Spetsnaz, and I found many different pictures with a loadout that looked like it had a PSO-1 scope, a flashlight under the barrel, and a folding grip. One of the unique things about the VAL is it comes with a built-in suppressor, both in real life and in game, which can't be taken off or substituted with any other attachment. The secondary weapon, I chose the MP443, one of my favorite pistols in game, and the standard pistol of the Russian army. I went ahead and went bare bones, no attachments on the gun, left it the way it would be issued. For the first gadget, I chose the RPG-7, an obvious choice really. In the Spetsnaz, they actually use the RPG-16, a newer variant, but they both look roughly the same, and I imagine handle the same in real life. For the second gadget, I chose the M2 Slam, which is a little bit inaccurate to the loadout because the Russians wouldn't really be having slams, but I wanted it just in case I got up close to an enemy vehicle and had to take it out. The grenades are the Ergo Impact, standard Russian grenades. The knife is the ACB-90, one that I thought looked rather Russian, although I couldn't find anywhere online the standard knife of the Russian military. Tell me down below if there is one. The camouflage, I went ahead and chose Partisan. Although most of Spetsnaz just use a black camouflage with all black equipment, which looks really cool and unfortunately can't be chosen in-game, I found some pictures that look similar to the Partisan camouflage. So with all this said and the loadout picked, I wanted to see if it would stand up to the test of being so good as the Spetsnaz are in real life. And I must say, in my honest opinion, it truly is. At first it was hard to get used to the VAL with a 4x scope on it, but after getting used to it, I found all the VAL's strengths to really be coming out and shining. The VAL in-game has a very fast rate of fire, and also has a high damage because of the higher caliber that it uses than most submachine guns at 30 in close range. Because of this, it actually is the gun with the highest damage per second in game. So any other assault rifle or any other fully automatic / semi-automatic / burst fire gun will be beaten out by the VAL in damage per second. Of course, you could come across a shotgun or a lucky sniper shot at close range, but for the most part, the VAL, when shot every shot accurately at your enemy, will be winning gunfights. This made me incredibly confident at close to medium range, and finding that the gun itself was very good. Paired with the attachments, like I said before, the PSO was hard to use, but sometimes somewhat helpful. The flashlight, of course, really didn't work at all because they're rather underpowered in Battlefield 4. And the folding grip was really nice, having a dampening effect on the pretty massive recoil of the gun. The gun in game holds 20 rounds in a magazine plus 1 in the chamber for a total of 21s. Paired with that incredibly high rate of fire, you burn through your clip very fast. So it's always nice to have the MP443, one of my favorite pistols, as my secondary, for when I was out of ammunition, could pull that thing out and take out the next enemy. For the first gadget, the RPG came in really nice use, not only for taking out vehicles, but also because the VAL and the MP443 are both rather close range weapons. You can use that to kind of get splash hits, or even kills at longer distances, and then pull out the VAL and finish them off with 1 or 2 bullets. The M2 Slam, of course, had its impact. Whenever I found a vehicle up close, popped those suckers on and walked away, watched the explosion happen. The ergo impact grenades are some of my favorite in game. You get 2 of them, and I found oftentimes when I'd run out of ammunition in the AS VAL, I could pop that thing right around the corner and it'd blow up instantaneously, killing the enemy that I'd already shot at. With something compared like a frag, they can just run around the corner and take you out while you're reloading. Of course, the knife didn't really come into play that much, although it was there for looks. And the camouflage was also making the soldier and appearance overall pretty good while I was running around getting some kills. All of this combined, I actually really found the whole entire loadout to be one of the most unique and one of the best loadouts, definitely supporting the argument that the Spetsnaz are some of the most elite in the entire world. The AS VAL up close was just a monster. I could not be stopped, and it gave me so much confidence. Paired with the MP443, like I said before, pulling that out when I was low on ammunition just worked out perfectly. The RPG at long range, getting the splash, finishing them off. Also, with the availability to take out vehicles, just gave you the most versatile setup, and I found it really easy to get the kills and get high scoring games. With all this being said, I love the loadout very much. I'd highly recommend it, but I'd take off the PSO1 scope, just replace it with a Cobra or an RDS, take off the weapon flashlight, put a laser sight on it to further increase the hipfire, which I found to be very good on the gun. And overall, you'd have a much more efficient killing machine, killing loadout than you had before. So like I said, I enjoyed this loadout quite a bit. I'd like to hear from you guys another loadout that I can use, another nation. In particular, I'm looking for a support class, so an LMG, or a sniper class with a recon class with a sniper. So let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see next. Please hit that subscribe button if you like the video, and like the video if you like the video. That makes a whole lot of sense. But hey, so once again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you're having a good day. I'll see you in the next video.